Good morning, boys and girls. Welcome back. This is going to be week 7. So if your parents went and picked up your packet from FECA, you're going to need your week 7 packet. In your week 7 packet, you're going to find this sheet of paper, okay? This is our craft that relates to our Bible story that we learned last week. Can y'all remember about the short man that wanted to see Jesus, but he was too short to see him, so he had to climb up in the tree to see Jesus? Y'all remember what his name was? Zacchaeus, that's right. So I want you to do, this is just an extra fun sheet for y'all to do at home. You need to color the tree brown and color Jesus's robe blue, and then get your mom and dad to help you poke holes with a hole puncher at the top of Zacchaeus and the bottom, and the top of the tree and the bottom of the tree, and then you just run a piece of yarn or string just like this on your sheet, and you can make Zacchaeus climb up and down the tree. And you can tell your parents about that Bible story that you learned in our videos last week. Okay? So before we even get started with our Bible lesson, we're going to do another review Bible lesson. All this week, we're going to be reviewing Noah and Noah's Ark. But before we start that, we're going to go ahead and pray. So everybody do wiggle hands, shake them out, clap them together. Dear Jesus, I thank you so much for all these boys and girls. I thank you for their parents that have dedicated so much of their time to making sure that their child gets the best education. Lord, we thank you for them. Just please bless them in a special way this week. We ask for your safety over all of us, Lord. We know that you're the great physician, so we ask that you heal all the people that are sick and hurting. Lord, those who are out of jobs, we just ask for your blessings, and we seek you in this time of help. Lord, I also want to ask for prayers for Miss Joni and her family. Lord, just please give them peace. Help them to feel your comfort and your presence. And we want to pray for Hudson's hand. He's got some stitches in his hand. Lord, just pray that that heals quickly, and help him to remember to be safe. And again, just thank you for these boys and girls. In Jesus' name, amen. Okay, we're going to go over our new Bible verse. It's Ephesians 4:32. That's where you can find it in the Bible, is Ephesians 4:32. And we know that everything in the Bible is true. So our Bible verse here, we have boys and girls, and they're all playing. This little girl, it looks like she fell down, and he's helping her up. She's swinging, and these two little boys are waiting for their turn. And they're not crying. They're letting her have her turn, and then they're going to take their turn. They're waiting their turn. And these two, this little boy and little girl in the sand pile, and they're sharing a sand bucket. Our Bible verse is, be ye kind one to another. That is God in the Bible telling us, we're the ye. That means be you kind. That means for me to be kind to my husband and to my sons and to my neighbors, and even to you boys and girls when I was your teacher. The Bible tells me I have to be nice to everyone so that they can see God in me. And he's telling you that you need to be kind to your brother and sister. Has anyone ever hit you or pulled your hair or taken a toy away from you? What did you think? Did that make you happy, or did that make you sad? That's right, it made you sad. They weren't being kind. But God says that we are to be kind. We are to share toys and not to cry when we don't get our way. We're to obey our parents. That's being kind to our mom and daddy when we obey. But we don't get to choose to be kind. The Bible tells us we have to be kind. God tells us we must be kind. So I hope you boys and girls, I know you're spending a lot of time at home with mom and dad, a lot of time maybe with your cousins or your siblings, and maybe you're getting a little tired of seeing them every day because you don't get to go to McDonald's and Chuck E. Cheese and the playground like you used to. So you're stuck at home a lot, and we might start to get really aggravated with our friends or our siblings, our brothers or our sisters. But God says, be kind. So you need to remember this verse. Whenever you get angry and you don't want to be kind, just remember this verse, Ephesians 4:32. Be kind one to another. I'm going to show you the motions for this. Ephesians 4:32. Be ye, because God is talking to you. Be ye kind one to another. Let's say that again. Ephesians 4:32. Be ye kind one to another. Okay, let's say it in a super slow motion voice. Are you ready? Ephesians 4:32. Be ye kind one to another. Good job. Okay, we're going to go over that every day. And so now I'm going to go over, like I said, this is going to be a review Bible lesson. You probably already know who this man is right here because I taught y'all this way at the beginning of our class, of our school year. I taught you about this man. But we've learned about a lot of men in the Bible. And remember, everything in the Bible is a true story. So we've learned about a lot of people in the Bible over the course of this year. But do y'all remember what this man's name was? His name was Noah. And God had created Adam and Eve, and they had babies, and before you know it, the world was full of people. But guess what? Those people didn't love God, and they were not acting the way God said that they should. They would kick each other and hit each other and spit at each other, and they would call each other names and throw sticks and rocks at each other. They would steal each other's stuff, like if someone would have goldfish or some bread or some fish, people would come along and steal it from them and it didn't belong to them. They did all kind of horrible, mean things to each other, and they did not love God at all. And God looked down, and it made him very sad. So he decided that he was going to do something, and he was going to destroy the whole world. But he looked down, and he saw one man in his family, Noah. And he said, "Oh, Noah, this is a faithful man. He loves me. He's the only person in the whole world that loves me, that talks to me every day, and that obeys me and is following me and following my ways." And God looked down, and he was pleased with Noah. And Noah had a wife and some sons and some grandchildren. He was pleased with the family because they loved God. And God looked down, and he looked around. There was no other people that were acting kind, just like our Bible verse, that were loving God. They were all evil and doing lots of sins. And so God said, okay, he talked to Noah. He said, "Noah, I'm going to send down some rain from heaven." And Noah said, "What's rain?" It had never rained on the earth yet. So Noah didn't even know what it was. And God said, it's going to be some water that's going to come down from heaven. And it's going to fill up the whole world, the trees, the mountains. Everything is going to be underwater. And Noah said, "Oh no, nobody knows how to swim. Nobody even knows what rain is. What am I going to do?" And God says, "Don't worry. I want you to do exactly what I tell you, Noah." And Noah obeyed God. So he obeyed. He said, "I want you to go out and find some gopher bark in the forest, you and your sons, and I want you to build a huge ark." An ark is like a huge boat, and it was so big, it was about the size of a football stadium. It was huge, and it had lots of rooms inside. God told Noah exactly how to build the ark. He gave him very specific instructions. So Noah says, "God, I don't know why you're doing this, but I know that you are God, and you have a plan, and I'm supposed to obey you." So Noah obeyed God, and so he started building this ark. It was a huge boat made out of wood, and he did it just like God told him. He went and got the same wood that God told him and did everything that God said. And here comes the people of the land. These were the evil, mean people. And they came up to Noah, and Noah's been working for weeks and weeks on this huge boat. They had never seen a boat before because, remember, it had never rained. So they're like, "What are you building, Noah?" And he said, "God told me to build this." And they laughed at him. They said, "I don't know why you even follow God. I don't know why you love God. I don't know why you do the things you do know." And he says, "Because God told me to, and I'm going to obey God. And you should do that too. You need to learn to love God because there's something really bad that's about to happen. And the rain is about to fall, and you're going to die if you don't start loving God." And Noah tried to tell them to turn away from their evil ways, but they didn't listen. In fact, they were mean to Noah. They made fun of Noah. They called him bad names. They called him stupid. They told him he was crazy, and that's not kind at all. They might have even thrown sticks and rocks at him while he was building this ark. But Noah, even though they made fun of him and it made him sad, Noah did what God told him to do, and he built this huge ark. And finally, after many, many days, the ark was finally built, just like God had told Noah to do. And then God said, "Okay, Adam, now I want you to get a mommy and a daddy of every kind of animal in the whole world and put them on this ark." And so Noah said, "Well, God, that's crazy. How am I going to go get a mommy and daddy elephant and a mommy and daddy tiger?" And God said, "Don't worry about it. You don't have to go in the woods and look for them. I'm going to send them to you." So Noah went to sleep. And the next morning when he woke up, he looked out of his window. And what did he see? Here comes a mommy and daddy elephant. Here comes a mommy and daddy ostrich, a mommy and daddy zebra. Right here, we're about to learn about zebra. He rubbed his eyes. He couldn't believe what he was seeing. All the animals were just walking right up the plank to the ark. Him and his sons didn't have to go find the animals because God brought them to him. And God had told him for him to build them homes inside the ark. So they each had a little home, a little room for them to sleep and be comfortable in that ark. So once all the animals were in there and comfortable, then God decided to send the rain. And we're going to learn about that part of our lesson in lesson 2. So be sure and tune in for lesson 2 when we learn about what happened when the rain started coming. Okay, this week we're going to learn about our last 2 letters in the alphabet. It's going to be Y. This is the letter Y, and then we're going to learn about the letter Z in lesson 2 and lesson 3. So today we're concentrating on this letter right here, the letter Y. Y says y, as in yakety yak. I bet y'all can think of a word right now very easily, something that starts with the letter y. Yes, the word yes. So we're going to learn about yakety yak. We're going to sing the song. I don't have the CD today, so y'all are just going to have to listen to me sing it. We're going to sing it 2 times, and we're going to talk about how God made yakety yak special. Yakety yak, Y says yeah, yarn and yellow, yo yam and yogurt. Y says yeah. Okay, we're gonna sing it one more time. Yakety yak, Y says yeah. Yarn and yellow, yo yam and yogurt. Y says yeah. So let's talk about this creature that God made, named Yakety Yak. And you might remember when we learned about Connie the cow, Yakety Yak kind of looks a little bit like Connie the cow, and they are in the same animal family. But God made Yakety Yak different. For one thing, we can see that Yakety Yak's hair is really long and shaggy. Now, all the times that we've learned about animals, we've learned that God gives them special features because of where God places them on our planet, wherever he places them. So since Yakety Yak has really thick, long hair all over his body, do you think he likes it where it's cold or where it's hot? Right, he likes the cold because God gave him all this thick fur to keep him warm because God knew he was going to place him right here in a place called Tibet, which is way high in the mountains, lots of mountains, and Yakety Yak loves mountains, and he loves snow. So Yakety Yak lives right here, and in parts of China, they have yaks. And that's why God gave him this strong, all this fur to keep him warm. He has 2 horns, just like a bull, and Yakety Yak, the daddy Yakety Yaks, are called bulls. And what do you think the baby Yakety Yaks are called? Just like Connie Cow, they're called calves. And he has just like Dexter Donkey, he has these hooves right here on his feet, and they're made, they're very special the way that God made them. And because God knew that Yakety Yak was going to love snow and to live in the mountains, he made sure that he gave him some sure-footed hooves. So when he walks along the edges of the mountain, there's that mountain on one side, and there's just nothing but a huge drop-off on that ledge on the other side of Yakety Yak. So he's got to make sure that when he's putting his hoofs down, that he's not going to stumble and fall off the edge of the mountain, because that would be so dangerous. So God made sure and gave him some special hooves to keep him from falling. We see he does have 2 horns and a nose. He uses his hooves and his nose to dig in the snow. He likes to eat grass and shrubs and things like that. So he uses his nose and his hooves to dig, to find some things to eat. And like I said, he loves to live in the mountains and climb through the snow. That's how God made him special. So in your packet, get your parents to help you. You have a Yakety Yak craft that looks just like this, except I already went ahead and cut mine out. So get your mom or your grandma to help you cut out Yakety Yak, and then you're going to fold him, and you're going to use these clothespins as his 2 legs. And then take some string or some yarn or whatever you have handy, and then you're going to glue him some long hair just like our picture, so you can make yakety yak so he can be warm in those mountains. It should look just like this, okay? And then he can stand up. Okay. Also, we're going to learn how to write our letter Y. Y says y, as in yakety yak. So here's the sheet that you're going to want to use to trace your Y's. I'll bring it closer to the camera in just a minute. You're going to want to take your choo-choo train. We call it a choo-choo train because our train stays on our tracks, and we're going to pinch it with an alligator clamp just like this. And we always start at the top. That's right. So our capital Y, or big Y, looks just like yakety yak's face. We're going to start right here. We're going to draw one horn, and we're going to go slow. And then we're going to draw his other horn, and then we're going to draw his nose that digs in the snow for grass. That is our big Y. Now here is our little Y. We're going to make, little Y kind of looks like the big Y. We're going to make a ledge where yakety yak walks along the ledge, and he's careful not to fall off the cliff or over the edge. So that's our little Y. So I want you to do that with this sheet right here. This is the sheet. I want you to practice running your Y's just the way Miss Jen did it right there in your video, okay? The next sheet that you're going to do today is with, you remember who, we've had some little lessons, some Amberland lessons with this little lady. It's Katie Kitten. And Katie Kitten is a cat. Cats love to play with this. Do y'all know what this is? It's something that starts with the letter Y. That's right, it's yarn. Yarn. I have some yarn right here. I was looking, I was going to find some yarn for y'all so y'all could tell me the colors of the yarn, but I only had 2 balls of yarn and they're both brown. Well, one's brown and one's tan. So that would have been very fun. But this is yarn. And yarn starts with the letter Y. And Katie Kitten here is playing with all kinds of different colored yarn. She's got some red yarn, some green, orange, purple, yellow, and blue. So you're going to want to color these yarns. The outline of these yarns is going to tell you what color to use to color Katie Kitten's yarn. So here's our number that we've been learning for this past several weeks. It's a 1 and a 5. Can y'all tell me what this name of this number is? It's the number 15. Let's say that together. 15. So we're going to count our yarns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So what's this number's name? 15. Very good. All right, y'all tune in back for tomorrow for lesson 2, and we're going to find out what happened when the rain started coming in our Noah story.